CityBeat profiles items of interest in Arvada's City Hall. In this segment, we meet a longtime employee, Larry Bennington, Senior Sergeant with the Arvada Police Department. Larry Bennington's photo album more than hints at a few wild rides in life. He tried his hand at bull riding, took a spin at professional drag racing, and was with the U.S. Army Special Forces, serving in Vietnam, where he earned a Purple Heart. But one thing was constant. He always wanted to be a police officer.
I started here on July 1st, 1970 as a patrol officer. And for the most part, I have stayed with field services as in patrol. But I have had assignments in everything with the exception of internal affairs. It's the only thing I haven't done here as a sergeant.
When he began, Arvada's population was less than half what it is now.
City Hall and the police department were at 7622 Grandview, and the investigations department was in a Quonset hut behind the police department.
About 40 people served in the Arvada Police Department, and everyone knew everyone. The times may have been slower paced, but not the cars.
We had faster cruisers. We had, at the time I started, they had just purchased 70 Plymouth Furies. And over the years, we've had a number of different cars. We've used Pontiacs, Fords, and Chevrolets, the Caprices.
Then, like now, crime fighting still took officers out on a lot of domestic disputes. And humor still relieved the tension now and then, such as a fake report written up by now Sheriff of Jefferson County, Ted Mink, following a call to join firefighters on a welfare check at what turned out to be an empty apartment.
And I told the present sheriff, when he was an officer for me, that we needed to do a report on it. And at that time we hand wrote our reports. And when I got this report, I looked at it and couldn't believe what was in there, that he had made statements that I had kicked the door in and went in and sat down on the counter in the kitchen, and I was eating chicken from the refrigerator and so forth. And I brought it back to him, and he was just having a big laugh about this and gave me the appropriate report with the information that should have been in there.
In his 40-plus years with Arvada PD, Bennington has seen a lot of changes and has plenty to be proud of. He was executive director on the SWAT team in the 70s. He was operations officer for what was called the biggest sting in the late 70s, a team effort of Arvada, Lakewood, and alcohol, tobacco, and firearms that netted about 60 major arrests. And he found time for a project close to his heart.
I was a primary part of the Arvada Race Cop program. We did that for 10 years, and that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of officers involved, and we had a great time with that, but everyone was willing to donate that time to the cause because we saw that there was a benefit to the students in the schools. We enjoyed that.
Of course, technology has leaped forward over the years.
We have a lot more sophisticated equipment in the cars, communications, and the ability to do many things with onboard computers now, right in the car, so we don't have to come to the police department all the time. Law enforcement is much more sophisticated than it was 40 years ago. I wouldn't do anything different if I had this to go back and consider. I love law enforcement. I find it a challenge every day, and it's important that we put forth our best foot every day that we're out here.